Good afternoon, Eddie J on Crypto here. Got a lot of stuff for you today. Let's start off with, I told you yesterday that I would get back to you about that whole Roblox thing. So Roblox was tapped by Nike to help them create Nikeland, and that was announced in November of last year. So I would think that that's going forward. That's going forward pretty well, and I'm pretty sure they have a pretty good idea on how to build that community, right? I would think that it would probably be a higher level of game for, or not game, but land based on, Roblox being more pixel and, Nikeland probably being more literal. So you can actually see the designs that you're going to buy, within their NFT and clothing space. So that's one, but we've got a lot more stuff for you. We've got Microsoft, NFTs, DeFi, Gala Games, Bitcoin, and Charles Schwab. So let's dig in. We've got Microsoft. That's the biggest news of the day. Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard for, what is it, 60 some odd, 68 point something billion in cash. Whew, man, that's a lot of money. So it was announced earlier today. That's a good thing. But it tells you a lot about what's going on in the metaverse space, right? So that means games like Minecraft and other things are going to be over here. What is it? Let's be more specific about the games. It'll be in the notes down below. So subscribe, like the video if it helps you, and definitely sign up for notifications. It would really help the channel, really help me get the word out and show my kids that we all do have a voice. So if you look at everything that's going on, I'm trying to look to see if I captured the notes on the games, specific games that would be on there. If not, I will add them to the paragraph so that you can see it in the comments. But that's a lot of games that are created by, and not just regular games, but community of games like Call of Duty, the Warcraft. You just have things that are there that already have huge communities. So transferring that over to a metaverse environment is going to be something else. It also, in my head, does not take a lot to actually stretch and see, well, wouldn't that be the perfect setup for Microsoft, given that they have so many games, to make it so that you can take a portal from each environment to each environment and take certain things with you. So that would be very interesting. So for the obvious things about Game Pass and Xbox, and mobile, in the mobile space, yeah, all of that, yeah, everybody's going to talk about that, but I'm interested in what their moves are going to be, in the metaverse. They did not make this move because they didn't have metaverse at the forefront of their minds. During this interview on CNBC, both the CEO of Activision Blizzard, Bobby Kotick, we'll get into more stuff about him a little bit later, and Microsoft's VP of Gaming, both said that plans for the metaverse could be really, really big. Really, really big. So when you start to think about what can happen and everything else, like I said, you have Game Pass that could easily work in the metaverse, especially if they came up with their own in-game coins and money and things like that. That's huge, huge, and I mean in-game coins for the metaverse, not necessarily how they're spending money right now. But those are really big things. I said I would get back to Bobby Kotick. I think that's how you say his name, Kotick or Kotick. I think it's Kotick. He's bringing in a little extra baggage in this deal. And by the way, the deal happened fairly quickly. I mean, for a $68 billion deal, they turned it around really fast. He's got a lot of sexual harassment issues that are following him. And that could be some baggage that Microsoft has decided to accept, right? We're not accept in a kind of we don't care way, but kind of, we're making the deal, we're making the purchase. He'll probably be there for a little while, and most likely he'll just kind of fade away because they need the teams that are building the games and the communities and everything else. I don't know so much that they actually need that guy. I hope that he corrects whatever the allegations are. Next up, NFTs. Huge stuff going on in NFTs. Coinbase has partnered with Mastercard. I mean, I think I reported a few days ago that Coinbase is actually trying to build out its own NFT marketplace. Well, they've taken that to a step beyond, right? Now, what they're saying is, wouldn't it be great if people without crypto wallets would have the ability to purchase NFTs? Here comes Mastercard. So both companies, they'll figure that out, and that could actually be a very big deal and open up the NFT space. I had a this is actually funny. I had a meeting with my team earlier today, and a couple of my guys were just like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Not mad at everybody that's participating in NFTs. I don't get some of the uses that they're being used for. Don't get it. Just found it to be funny. Funny from two different perspectives. One, that my team just, part of my team just didn't get it. The other part was how many other people don't get it, and sooner or later they will get it. I mean, because my team is obviously going to get it at some point, because we're going to be doing things with NFTs. Keep an eye out for Eddie J on Crypto. NFTs will be coming out with that very soon, and you'll be the first to know. So that's kind of funny. NFT protocol Metaplex, big moves. $46 million raised, and it's not just that they raised the $46 million to do more games and NFTs in the metaverse. It's who is involved with that, right? The diversity is just amazing. You've got Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson, two NBA legends that have invested in this, as well as Alameda Research. So is that a very big deal? Yeah. So I would be keeping an eye out on Metaplex protocol. Something else just caught my attention. Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz has partnered with a few NFT artists to celebrate their G-Class series of vehicles. That seems kind of like there are a lot of companies rushing into various metaverse definitions and plays to stake their ground so that they don't miss out on the metaverse itself, right? Some of them might have been late to the internet to begin with, late to Web 2.0, and they don't want to be late on Web 3. So that's very interesting, and that says a lot. Crypto exchange Bithumb is about to go into creating their own NFT marketplace. That's kind of a big deal, because that says that not only is there a future there, but who's involved in that future going forward. So you have all kinds of companies that are creating NFT marketplaces. So Coinbase being in that space and creating a special way of getting Bitcoin. Haven't heard that before, so I think that can actually be refreshing. And that's probably going to drive their stock up at some point when they come out with it. I think that's going to be a big mover. So that's going to be interesting. The DeFi market. On cryptosrus.com, there is an article, and it's why I'm kind of getting into the whole staking and DeFi game. The reason why is because it's relatively easy depending on where you're going, and they have a whole article on how to do it with Anchor. Anchor is paying out in, I think, UST or USDT. So they're paying out in a stable coin, which is awesome because you're getting paid in a stable coin, always stick to the dollar. You're just going to get money. So that's a great thing. And their percentage, no, I have no affiliation with Anchor whatsoever. So I'm not getting paid for this or anything else like that. So it's not really an endorsement, just something I'm paying attention to as I do more research into the DeFi space. You've got things like the metaverse concept and the transformation. And part of my just research into it is when you think about Web 1.0, right? When it first came out, the World Wide Web, and then you had to go through a company like AOL, like Prodigy, go through that company to get to the World Wide Web. But you had to go through a portal sometimes to get to the actual World Wide Web as we know it now. So there were companies that were late to that. There were companies that were late to the whole e-commerce space. So that's something I'm looking at when I do my research on what is it about the web and Web 3.0 that is being done on a whim, being done because there are serious use cases for it, and then being done because FOMO. Just put it out there, just FOMO. So, even with NFTs, buying a picture, I don't know how much that's worth. But if you're buying something that's an NFT that's actually a thing in a metaverse, or carries value within a metaverse or something like that, now I can understand what you're doing. So that's very interesting to me. So I'm still learning about that space, but there's a lot going on there. I also look at the DeFi space, um, looking at that whole staking and return on investment piece, and thinking about, well, I'm basically loaning money, staking, to people that are borrowing money, and I'm making money off the interest and all that other good stuff. Depending on the level of interest and everything else, I can kind of wrap my head around that. But there's still a lot more to get around to, because I still don't understand how somebody can be offering you 400%, return. I don't see it. So I need to do a lot more research, into that space. But looking at some of the dividend stocks that are out there and how much they're paying back on dividends versus what I can do with staking in the metaverse, I'm slowly leaning toward, well, I can do some dividend stocks if I want to hold the stock, if I think that stock is going to at least maintain and I get paid based on what that stock level is. Or am I going to, get into the metaverse and see where I might be able to get more rate of return on my money? So I'm still doing research. I'm not all the way there yet. I think in a couple of weeks, I'll be ready to at least do a pilot on something. I can honestly say I'll probably pilot on Anchor, because I believe so far from what I've seen, it's the easiest interface to do it with. So that's probably where I'm going to start. Now, on with Gala Games. They're doing a lot, but they're taking a dip, right? Let's switch over to the tape so you can actually see what's going on here. Let's go back over here and let's look at Gala. So here's Gala Games at 29 cents. That's a big hit, because if you look at their all-time high was 83 cents. So with news that they have, they're going down 34% over the past 90 days, 8.37 days, and almost 3% in 24 hours. Even though, following on the heels of their Binance listing, Gala Games is coming out with play-to-earn games. So, that's actually good news for the platform. To me, it just, they're not doing so hot right now, but to me, that actually tells me that they've got some running room. They're going to be doing something. Unfortunately for us, we bought a few weeks ago, well, a couple of weeks ago, Gala Games was higher, and now they've taken a big dip, and we can actually see that. If we go over to the portfolio, you can see how much of a dip. Look at that. We're negative right now. It's all right. It's all right. It's just right now. The other day we were up. So, yesterday we were up. So I'm still not worried about it. I think everything's going to wind up getting up there. We did add VET or VeChain to the mix, because I think that's going to do something. They're at 73 cents right now, or 73.475. When I started looking at this yesterday, when I wanted to make the purchase, they were at 7.5 cents. So it's a little bit of a dip. Earlier they had dipped a bit more, but I think VeChain is doing things, and I think they're going to have a lot of news coming out over the next, over this year, that's going to drive them high up. So I think that's a great investment. Ethereum, look at that price, 31.26, 31.28, huge discount. Anyway, let's get back to Gala Games. So on top of that, they had been up earlier today over 6%, right? And when I look at that, I was like, wow, that's over 6%. So imagine if I would have sold when they were up 6%, that would have been great, but they're down. So, Do I think that it could still be a buying opportunity? Listen, we only dropped $200 in there. We're down about, I think, 25% on Gala Games. Oh, sorry, my bad, 12.81%. So am I thinking that they're hurting or anything else like that? No, I think when those play to earn games finally hit and people start getting involved in that and people start playing, I think that's going to be upward trend for Gala Games. I just think that the whole space, even the stock market, is just taking a hit today. Everybody's down, just all kinds of things that are affecting everything. I think sooner or later there'll be a separation between what's going on in the stock market and what's going on over in cryptocurrency, because there are different kinds of utilities that you're looking at in the cryptocurrency space. Yes, there'll still be some kind of correlation because you still have a lot of traders coming into the cryptocurrency space that are playing it the way they would play stocks. So looking at a whole bunch of numbers and not just utility. So that's something. So that's good for Gala Games. But wow, Bitcoin miner Rhodium has said that they're going to have their IPO. So that's going to be a big deal. Right now, their value is about $1.7 billion. $1.7 billion for a miner. And here's something that's really cool. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, who had been Mr. Naysayer when it came to cryptocurrency, is now all about, investing in crypto miners. So Coinky Dink? Nah, I don't think so. I think he sees that, cryptocurrencies are the future. They're here to stay. Why not go make some money, in the space, learn it and make money. That's what we're all here to do. Something else is, I would definitely say, with all the good news that's going on right now about cryptocurrencies, stop stressing out about how much of a dive these stocks have taken and how high up they've gone. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Even right now, when you look at Bitcoin, let's go up here and look at Bitcoin, and you see that, okay, they're at 41,942. Why are you stressing about it? It's almost 42,000, and they're still within that track, right? Still moving sideways. It's not a dip. None of these things have dipped. We're still moving sideways. At some point, the spring will get sprung, and everything will be out there. Something else to consider, and I think this is going to be huge for Bitcoin. Huge. Stacks. Stacks is a platform running on Bitcoin that does smart contracts. Guess what? There's a project called Alex that's actually about to build out a Bitcoin, not Alex. I think I have to check that out. Who's Alex? Let's go look at this. Anyway, there is a space that is Bitcoin DeFi. There is a new service that's coming out. Actually, it is Alex. They launched their new mainnet, because that's what it is, because I have the note. Alex is about to do a Bitcoin native DeFi, or their mainnet is on there and they're about DeFi. That would bring total value locked to Bitcoin. That's pretty hot, because remember what I was talking about yesterday, and for a little while, that layer ones have TVL. And with Cardano, like I was saying, they maintained a certain level. They had hopped Solana yesterday. There they are, number 5. They had hopped Solana yesterday based on market cap, and they didn't have any TVL. They had just been maintaining at like 6th or 7th place on the list, and now they're number 5. That says a lot. So Bitcoin coming into their own with some kind of, TVL coming on board based on stacks, that's big. They still have to work out that whole scaling thing and speed thing, but that's pretty good news. I think that's going to also help to drive, when this news starts really getting out there, I think that's going to help to drive Bitcoin going up. So that's a big deal. And I will end today with breaking news as of, I think, 3:33. Crazy. The CEO of Charles Schwab, Walter W. Bettinger II, was doing an interview on earnings on CNBC. And he was asked the question, well, will Charles Schwab get involved in cryptocurrencies? And he laughed. He laughed and was kind of snickering, almost like a little devilish kind of snicker thing going on. We see you, buddy. We see you. And he said, listen, trading cryptos is very expensive right now. As you know, Charles Schwab is all about trying to reduce the cost of trading. And he said that Charles Schwab would love to be involved in crypto. And that says to me that they're probably trying to figure it out. They would have to go through all kinds of review by the government, but that says a lot about what's going through their minds and how that works and everything else. So that's other news that that popped off that I was kind of like, wow, that's surprising. That's very surprising. So there is a lot more news out there, a lot more things going on. But when I take all of this in and I start thinking about where I'm at, like I said, I added Phantom to the mix. I also added VeChain to the mix. VeChain being 7.3 cents or let's call it 7.4 cents, and Phantom only being 2.94 or $2.94. Yeah, I added both of them. I kept saying I was going to add them. I finally added them to the journey, and not so bad, right? I mean, yeah, VET is down, and Phantom's kind of going flat. I expect VeChain to take off sometime this year. I really do. Phantom is already firing on all cylinders, so I expect that to go well. So that's it with Eddie J on crypto. Like I said, we've got more things coming on. We hope to have Eddie J on crypto.com already done by the end of February. I'm hoping by early and mid February we'll have the website up and running. With that, we'll also launch our NFTs and merch. And hopefully we'll keep having fun with this. Right now, the kids are watching the videos, and the team is happy that they have something different to work on than what we work on a daily basis. So it is turning out to be fun. At the same time that we launch the website, like I said, the website will also have the tools that we have. Some will be notifications about different events within how the numbers are playing out. Maybe like a death cross kind of deal going on where you can see everybody that's approaching or getting near to a death cross. You'd be able to see what it is that you might be able to pay attention to that you weren't paying attention to before. Best winners and losers, maybe, like I said, previous to the 1 billion market cap, 1 billion to 2 million market cap, and then 2 billion and above market cap. So you can see the best winners and losers in each one of those spaces, so you can kind of figure out where you want to play your game. So I think that we have a lot going on that we'll be able to bring to the table. So I hope you have a great day. And if this is helpful, please follow us, smash the likes, and hit the notification so you know when we're coming out with everything. Because I'm trying to do it every day, but I have not figured out what time of day that I'm settling on to try to get videos out by. Once I figure that out, off to the races. All right. Have a great one. Bye-bye.